What evidence do I have that shows where the blood was from Mr. Tangora's room went?
Take that!
Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of chocolate from Mr. Tangora's room. I believe the missing piece of blood-stained chocolate was dumped in the stream that flows into the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me. You? Where'd you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You've neither the authority nor means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. No, but I do. Curse you, Bad. You've been a thorn in my side the moment you were assigned. No longer. As of now, you're officially off the case. I was barely on it in the first place. Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm no body was ever recovered? It's really quite the claim, you know. One you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. What must I do to get an answer out of him? If you don't mind, I've given you quite enough of my precious time as it is. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma, your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Don't sweat it. It was always going to end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. I am, and I'll prove it in court. If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind. I'm sorry to keep asking favours of you, Detective Bad. There is one more thing. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret. Alright, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangora acquitted. But I prefer to have an ace in the hole just in case. And what is it? You'll find out in the courtroom. What? You're letting me join you? Of course I am. You're my assistant after all. I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together. Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangora by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility it might take some time. Right, I'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know I can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you. We can't allow Mr. Tangora to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of IS-7 as far as I know. I finally learned the truth about my father's last case. What happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove Mr. Tangora was innocent? Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favour. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th the following year. It's April now, so... Oh, Mama. We're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Before the trial got started, Gregory noticed Samson was looking worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy finally reached his limit. It was so bad even he wanted to be found guilty. You mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah. Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. When Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned Von Karma used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. Even he himself had a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma got Samson to falsely testify against himself being accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him... Whoops. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with? Exactamundo! He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. He had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did. He was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad. Don't make him like him no more. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof Samson's confession was coerced. You know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. He was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. For the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. When the guilty verdict came down, he didn't just signal the end of that day, but the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when he declared Mr. Tangora guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gray wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He'd done anything to clear Samson's name. Then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy, he never got the chance. I should have left with him that day. I always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. I hated you for sticking with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me. No, you have every right to hate me. I wanted to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me his case file. According to the records, Mr. Tangora was convicted as the main culprit of Mr. Frost's murder. No, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder.
Strange. The file clearly states he's the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved.
Mind if I take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. The part about the verdict's been changed.
What?
Here, feast your peepers on this.
Convicted as an accomplice?
That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse.
Why is my copy so different?
Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderess out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up.
So everything I believed about the case was a lie?
Like they say, you all got to start somewhere. What's important is what you know now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know. I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else too. The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing up against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, killer was never found. Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, the confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdicts had been handed down, but Von Karma threatened Samson and made him a deal. If he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. He wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now riddle me this, mousy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? That's right. You were there to see Mr. Tangora. Bingo. Judy and I both promised him we'd visit every day. I didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She never missed one visit all these years. Rain or shine, she always showed up. None of that changed the fact Samson's still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking. We gotta do something, Mr. Fender. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. We're gonna see if we can find out. Right, Mouserino?
I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father.
Miles?
But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do.
You really are Gregory's son through and through. Alright then, now that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations.
Thank you, Fender.
And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few. I'd take a minute to scope it out if I were you.
Small mounting of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, to come to think of it.
Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just so happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The the poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. two chemicals are found inside the Pisces study display case: yttrium and asphyxium, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to events 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious, undergoing treatment in the medical room. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. The fact the ice sculptures have melted just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be immediately linked with the events of the past, which means they're able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago.
Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Oh, you're still here.
Oh, no you don't. Did you forget somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I'd hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee.
What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I'm simply offering once again to do what I can to help with the investigation.
Your offer's duly noted and declined. Oh, he's not pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It's only a matter of time until we have all the information we need.
Perhaps I can help you speed the process along. I think I have an idea who our mystery victim might be.
What? Really? You have to tell me. It's the law.
Oh, very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures of the free surface after 18 years.
Fuck off! It can't be.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago, Mr. Artie Frost.
What? You're saying that's poor Chili Winks? Wait, who the heck is Chili Winks? Artie or whoever you're talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he is better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all of his works. No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner. Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident.
Judge Cavell knows the incident.
Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. According to police records, the victim body was recovered and autopsy duly carried out. Sure, that's what the records say. The records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? Well, the records say stuff like, body totally recovered. The defence back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecutor from shutting them down hard, of course. Yeah, this is Winner. What? Really? What is it, Eustace? The body? We've got an ID. It's some sculpture called Frost or something, I guess Mr. Edgeworth called it. Goddess of Justice!
So my father's deductions were right after all. Well, Judge Cavell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case, more than a certain junior prosecutor anyway.
No fair, you're trying to steal the win!
I'm doing no such thing. All I want to do is uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together.
We don't need to do anything, and you don't need to know the truth. The case is none of your concern. Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender? Yup. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory the body had gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Judge Gavell seems to know the facts of IS-7 in some detail, in which case I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf.
Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender. I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege in the lead case's prosecutor. If that's not enough for you, he was at the trial too. I think that's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Very well. You may both assist in the investigation. Only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The winter wind's off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty. Good to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in, show we're all on the side of justice. Don't test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time.
Duly noted, Your Honor.
This is the time for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thanks to your immeasurable help as always.
No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own things. Just holler if you find anything interesting.
I will. Well, Kay, shall we?
Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence.
We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frostbody came to be where he found it, and the source of the ubiquium.
You're right, we need some more intel.
Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost.
Using stuff like dish soap and paint, right?
Correct. It's also bright red in colour and has a distinctive minty fragrance.
Okay, sounds like we know what we're going for. Right, first, let's check all the evidence I have now. My badge, the case file. Statute of limitations expired 3 years ago. No detailed autopsy report due to the body going missing.
This dark shade of blue. Being around such a calming colour from time to time might just do me some good.
It's also just the right colour for sneaking around the dead of night. I need something a lot brighter if I wanted to make a big splashy entrance.
You can do both with this cloth through the power of buttons, though.
Oh yeah, in that case I'll take 5.
These will be the switches that change the colour of the cloth. Let's see if they work. Well, the cloth certainly changed colour. It's glowing with pale blue hue.
According to Detective Gumshoe, it's what it looked like when draped over that statue.
Indeed. But what does that have to do with the case? Taking a closer look, they don't seem to like each other very much, do they? Yeah, things definitely went to shit between them. Right. Seems the police already removed the body.
Why'd the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in the fountain? Why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
You know, remind you that zombies aren't real. Seems the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible? Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report?
Yes, ma'am. Trace of both ubiquium and asphyxium have been found detected in the fountain.
I'm going to say they were probably carried here by the steam from the autumn wing.
In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analysed as we speak. There's sugar in the fountain? Where would it have even come from?
The statues, obviously.
Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on a serving cart.
The pamphlet says the gallery's famous for its tea.
Understandably so. The cup we're given was delicious.
Looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost.
Interesting. In that case, we better take a closer look. The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and completely spotless.
It's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh!
Kay, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be.
Oh, come on, what's the worst that can happen? Even if it does go all sideways, I'll just want it with a cool tea-coloured dye.
Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it.
Really? There's so many other colours it would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaf brown.
A caddy containing Ceylon tea leaves. A well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging the contents. Not a bad thing to use considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves. So this dishware was made by Artie Frost.
It looks very fancy.
Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet this set can fetch something for thousands of dollars. Let's try to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to.
Whoa, this stuff's really worth that much?
Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost like Fender said to still have this.
Hey, Edgy!
What is it?
You be careful with that teapot you hear?
Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden?
Honoured guests. I can pour you a cup if you like.
Miss Bound.
Ah, Judy! I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out.
Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt.
2 cups coming right up. This smells great. It tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identified by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning?
Yes, is it all right? Isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
No, not at all. It's just the cup you gave me had a slightly different aroma.
Really? That's odd.
They used the exact same blend both times. I can't see who could account for the difference.
Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you?
What's gotten under your skin, Larry?
Nothing, you're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Louise Dunim, damn it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Well, that was childish even for him.
Wow, what happened there?
Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We won't have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely the poison gas was her doing.
What's this shit stain?
From the colour and aroma, I'd say it's a puddle of spilt tea.
Look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. I guess somebody must have broke something.
I know that insignia. A certain high-strung somebody might know a little something too.
Such of a man and woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Halit make these as well?
Yes, seems he created them later in his life once he began to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title was The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant.
Talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal. A man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. The man's got a real pain look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Halit piece?
Yes, from his younger years, when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted the closest thing to him by means of a motive taken from nature. The piece is titled, My Parents.
Guess the man shone brightest in that house. Those are turrets by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, it leads to the spring wing.
Ah, spring, a popular time to move house. Which makes it open season for great thieves.
Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Why is there a lift cart just sitting here out in the open?
Guess there must have been something moving something heavy.
Some of the platform seems to be wet.
You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now, and I saw it in Frost's room. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. One of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even the angle. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around no sweat. Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. So doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher. We should give it a think, yeah?
Indeed. After all, it might have something to do with our case.
They put sunflowers by the door. Nice.
A fitting adornment for the entrance to the summer wing, I suppose.
Summer, also vacation time. Every great thief now means tourists with bulging wallets.
Pickpocketing, Kay? Isn't that a little beneath a great thief?
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm sensing a pattern here.
A selection of trophies won by Paul Halit, or rather Artie Frost. Evidently, he is a very well-respected artist.
Well, you've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. About time I won one too. Guess we'll have to find some thieving contests to enter. Or you could set something up. Something with a nice ceremony at the end and all.
Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Mr. Winner is very clear you're only allowed to investigate this room. I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. It won't make much of a difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. I know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir.
Wow, he actually sounded kind of scared of you.
What kind of reputation do I have at the precinct? Seems the elevator is only accessible to select individuals.
I wonder what's upstairs.
Among other things, the medical room. Ah, that's where Mr. Gusto is being treated.
I hope he's alright. We've got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up.
Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore the other avenues in the meantime. I don't want to torture you, let me look at the flowers.
The door here is marked with a nice autumny looking tree.
And yet it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's part of the reception.
I could steal the leaves if you like, make things a little more wintry.
I think you better leave them alone, Kay.
I think in front of the door's a little fir tree, right?
Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's part of someone's elaborate rules.
I could paint it red for the autumny feel.
Evergreens stay green all year round, Kay. Hence the name.
Sure, I knew that. A sculpture of a brave warrior battling against a serpent. Did Paul Halleck make that one too, Mr. Edgeworth?
He did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece symbolises the tragic yet gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. It's called the It's called the math test.
Talk about relatable.
Right, I guess you better start talking to some people then. I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is.
Quit with the glare off, you two. It's weird.
Come on, Kay, you know better than that. I wasn't staring, I was struck with the idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring until you tell us what it is you're hiding.
Quit it! I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore.
But you're talking to me right now.
I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again. Starting now.
This is getting nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Come on, Larry, what are you hiding?
Not saying. Look, you two, there's no time for kids' games.
I certainly wasn't playing.
It's pretty clear the Reese isn't going to talk to you.
Oh, he'll talk, don't worry about it. I need to know what Larry's hiding. I think I might have an idea what it is. Perhaps presenting him with the right piece of evidence will force him to come clean. Oh, the tea stain was in front of him, huh? Did you fuck up and break a cup? Would you mind having a look at this for me, Larry?
Why would you show me that?
Tell me, what is it about Miss Bow's tea set that got you so agitated? If you won't tell me, perhaps you prefer to explain it to Judge Gavell.
Wait,
Don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. No, the fuck she doesn't. I don't want to know the real me, the low-down, dirty me. I'm not too sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. If you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me. Alright, I'll talk. Alright, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess. Is that any way for you to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is that any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him? Hiding things? I get the picture already. Stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea. I went to pour one for her. I got distracted, my hand slipped, and smash! I broke the teapot. A priceless work of art. It's in pieces because of me. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Now you really messed up this time, Maurice. See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. Judy's never going to forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologise to Miss Bound. My teapot? I see. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits. Please, Mr. Doonan. It's really me who should be apologising. How could I have failed to notice there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Let me make sure they're safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. I am. But of course, all things break eventually. As luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. Is she less attached to Mr. Frostworth than she used to be? I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. That's the other teapot you're talking about. The one sitting on the cart right now, right? What do you mean? So when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. That's when I saw that other pot under there, so I took it out and basically switched to 2 pots. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for being so honest. See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm going to give her one of my paintings. She was one of my molds after all, it's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a long while? I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others? Keen to see my work, huh? I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see? Interested in the Rishi's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry's captured any unusual details this time, too. Unusual details? Nothing's unusual about these. They're my best work yet. Really? Now I want to see them too. You're a sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose we might as well take a look. So these sketches of yours... Seriously, Edgy, if you want to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this. What am I looking at here? I told you already, ravaging beauties. There's a few of their fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know.
There's Verity and Judy and somebody else. Why did you draw all of them on the same page? I made you draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. I saw one beauty, and then another, and I just scribbled them all down as I went.
So these were all drawn at different times?
Yeah, I guess. Any one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though. You did? I'm flattered.
How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw?
Of course! You think I draw things I can't see? That's like using my imagination. These are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each colour.
So the colours are accurate. Interesting. Much it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. The serving cart in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction's in order. Can I borrow this page for a while, Larry?
Sure thing. Want me to sign it for you?
Just the page, please. Scones pulling cloth from the fountain, huh? Interesting. There's a clear contradiction here. Oh, for goodness sake, okay.
Maybe you need a break. Another cup of tea, maybe? Thinking over more?
Perhaps you're right. Looking at it again, I think I might have been mistaken. We see Miss Barriers in the serving cart with the white tablecloth. Something about it's nagging at me. I should take another look at the evidence. Oh, I was so bloody focused on the sweets on there that I didn't notice the cloth was a different colour. Larry, can I ask you something about your sketches?
Fascinated by the work of a great Louis Dunim, huh? It's a composition, all right.
Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted it exactly as you saw it, correct?
I already told you everything exactly as I saw.
But the tablecloth on the cart in this room is white.
Wow. Your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passes you by, huh?
What's that look for?
Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart with the tea set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right, the hiding the piece of the teapot I smashed kind.
That's nothing to boast about.
Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning the pool when Judy came out the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight.
Miss Bound came out the winter wing?
Yeah, she was pushing a cart, a different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew.
And what did you do with this second serving cart?
I saw her wheeling into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. She came back out and was pushing one of the other carts, the kind you can lift stuff with.
A lift cart?
Yeah, I called out to her, but she ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as the shy type, but guess it goes to show, you never know.
Another serving cart and a lift cart.
Maybe there's another tea set too.
We better check with Miss Bound.